know that Chinese toys tend to be there in this market for so long, and the current status of Chinese toy imports in India is something like this. Like, India currently imports toys worth over $600 million from China, with injection molded plastic and electronics constituting the majority of imports. So this is one very important fact which I would like to share before starting today's healthcare startup series with our today's guests. Hello, I'm Smita Kumar, and you're watching Medicircle. We have Vasanth Tamilselvan and Nisha Ramasamy with us. Vasanth, along with his wife Nisha, has started Ariro Toys in 2019. Ariro, or Lullaby in Tamil, manufactures eco-friendly and Montessori principle-based toys made by India's artisans. Vasanth did his master's in social work from the Madras School of Social Work, and he previously founded Innovation Media Solutions before committing to Ariro. Nisha is an engineer turned Montessori teacher. She graduated from Rajalakshmi Engineering College and later got trained under the Montessori methods and philosophies. As a passionate Montessori mother and a child development enthusiast, she was keen to provide the best for her daughter. When the available toys in the Indian market failed her expectation, she decided to start Ariro Toys. So welcome to Medicircle, Vasanth and Nisha.
Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. I really got.
So glad to have two entrepreneurs, again, husband-wife duo. And yes, some people are like, again, having that feeling that can husband-wife work together, and how successful can their entrepreneurial journey be. But yes, there are so many people, I mean, husband-wife duos out there who are proving them wrong, that yes, they can be equally good entrepreneurs. So Vasanth, tell me how it has been, especially working with your wife, Nisha.
It's been good. So we had very clear agendas in place where we know our strengths. We could know where not to, come in between each other in terms of work.
Yes.
Not to take that liberty that she's my wife.
Yes.
So that was very clear from the beginning. And one thing was very sure that anything comes to Ariro, we have zero excuse or zero compromise on the delivery part of it. So when we were clear with our agendas, so nothing came in our way yet.
That's great. So, like, the Indian toy industry is estimated to be worth $1.5 billion and making up to 0.5% of the global market share. And you have co-founded Ariro Toys with your wife, Nisha. So tell us more about your venture and the various offerings you have for kids.
Okay. So yeah, Ariro is a D2C brand for 0 to 3 years. Primarily, we started out of our own experience. I think it would be better if you had.
Yeah, so basically, I'm a Montessori teacher, like you briefed in the beginning. So we were looking for purposeful toys for our daughter, and we were very specific that it has to be Montessori inspired. Yeah. And we've been we are avid travelers, so we've been to a lot of other countries, and we noticed that this concept is quite popular and has been validated worldwide. Okay. But India was lagging behind a bit. So when we came back and we were finding it very difficult to find these toys in the Indian market, we decided to actually make some for our daughter. So we hired a carpenter and we were working on the different kinds of materials that we can use. So basically we started out with wooden teethers, and we found that neem wood was a very apt choice because our ancestors has guided us in the past, right? Like, people have been using it for dental hygiene and stuff like that. So we tried out a few teethers and we were very convinced with the quality of the product, and all our friends started liking it. So that's when we thought, okay, fine, there is a business opportunity which we can explore. And we started our trial with 2 different products, platters and teethers. And we did the small market testing and then established Ariro Toys in 2020.
That's great. So I completely agree that there used to be wooden teethers before, lot of other things came into the market. And yes, like our grandparents, grandmothers used to say that this was much, much safer, and it was very easy for the teeth to come. There was lesser pain in the for the to be experienced by the children. So that was a good.
Yes.
What is like Ariro's USP over other eco-friendly toy manufacturers like you have Ginger Tots and Kadam India?
So it was Montessori principle based, point number one, and we go through three funnels wherever it is applicable. It's simple, purposeful, and eco-friendly. In any part of the production or from the designing phase to execution phase. Okay. And so during COVID, there was a lot of people working from home. So we had designed specific toys to that category, like Pickler Triangle or Indoor Jungle Gym, where the kids couldn't go out and really figure out their way, that they had so much of physical energies to be exerted. So we developed these products like Learning Tower, etc., which help them to stay the parents uninterrupted, which help the child to be independent for 30 to 45 minutes by their own. So that was a very crucial factor for us to have a quick start in terms of growth.
Yeah, I would also like to add that all our toys are handcrafted. So we also ensure livelihood for the artisans. So since Vasanth is from the social works background, he had prior knowledge about all these toy clusters in India. Okay. So that was the first place we started looking out for when we wanted to manufacture our toys. So that's also one of the USPs.
So currently we are giving regular livelihood to 90 artisans across the country. Okay. So that has been growing. The number has been growing as we grow.
So I think that's a beautiful move, because again, Indian artisans getting, livelihood would definitely help them, make them economically strong, because I think there are, over the past 30 years, the number of Indian artisans has been decreasing. It has been decreased by 30%. And the vast majority of these artisans now operate in informal work settings. So definitely at this point of time, this is going to be a good move, which is going to support that. So apart from that, as you both started in 2019, when this idea was incepted, so how many kids you have till now played? How many kids have played with your toys till now?
So we have crossed around 16,000 orders so far, and more than 1 lakh toys have been shipped.
That's great. And your venture has received rupees 50 lakhs for the 10% equity from Shak Saman Gupta and Piyush Bansal of Lenskart. So how will the funds be utilized, Vasanth and Nisha?
So what happens is, as a bootstrap startup, you would also endorse this view where we work in a very, we end up doing everything ourselves, and we have a talent deficit in terms of that. So for talent acquisition is one area we are looking at. Okay. And another thing is, we have a few products, like we have 27 products, prototypes ready. We are not able to launch them because of the financial constraints. So product development, new product developments, and talent acquisition is the two areas primarily we are focusing on with that.
Okay. And tell us if you are planning to expand out of Chennai. Is there any plans like that? And what other future scale-up plans do you have?
So right now, it's only D2C site. We are selling our products. So we have around 80% of the revenues through our D2C site. And we are tied up with Hamleys, and we are there in 43 stores across India, offline perspective. Okay. We are exploring channels like marketplaces like Amazon, FirstCry, Pepperfry. These are the three channels which we have signed up an agreement with, and the onboarding process is on, and creating contents, etc. Okay. So we are also trying to drive the revenues through these channels as we drive through our own D2C site. And the second area we are looking at is a preschool. Now that COVID lockdown is over and the preschool is opening up, especially post Shark Tank, we are getting a lot of inquiries from that front, preschool front. Okay. So we are trying to optimize that B2B business as well. So these are the immediate steps we have taken, and we're progressing towards it. And we are coming up with an app as well. So we are at D2C side now. App is coming.
Great, great. So now the consumers can download the app and order from there itself. So what would be the purpose of that app?
There's two purpose to be constantly in touch with our consumers in spite of there is a D2C site is there anyways, but this is an easy way of being in touch, and they also remember us whenever they see open their phone, their icons.
Yes.
So there is two benefits to it.
Stop there. In front of your customers. That's like I think Glass is doing that bit every time you open your phone and it is there things which comes. So one quick question there, Vasanth and Nisha, like I would like to know more about the pricing, because I remember some sharks mentioning that the products are highly priced. So in terms of Chinese toys, where you definitely have got a tough competition, like I'll just mention some facts about their toys. Like Chinese toys tends to be why they are so much cheaper. Once because of their mass production, and as per reports, they also are using some substandard raw materials, especially targeting markets like India. So this encourages mass production and reduces the cost by such an extent that China dominates the Indian market by a vast difference. So if you go by the affordable price reason, that's one thing. Also availability. They are available in most of these toy shops. So that is the second thing. And the toy industry, as I told you, that it has got a potential to grow from around $2-3 billion by 2024. That is also an assumption by some reports from the net itself. And the domestic toy demand is forecasted to grow 10 to 15% against the global average of 5%. That's also a positive change. And a total of 14 toy clusters across the country have been approved under the scheme, benefiting 8,839 artisans with an outlay of 41.6 crores. That is some important facts which I wanted to share. Now, coming back to my question. So how beautifully you want to price your products, and how much important is pricing factor for your Indian customers?
See, for us, this whole concept of being handmade and being overpriced is not been a customer's feedback yet. It was just a feedback given by one of the sharks in the Shark Tank.
Yes.
But if you take the price tag in terms of this, we start from 200 rupees product and goes till 23,000 rupees. Depends upon the range of the product. One, if you compare us with comparatively to a plastic or a silicon base, there is not even 10% difference in the market pricing and our pricing. The reason why we could afford that pricing, remaining a natural material, is because we are taking a D2C channel. There is no middleman for us as such. So it is. So it's easier for us to distribute without much margins there. So we remain price competitive. One. The second thing is, as demanding as we growing, we could see that our our material cost is coming down when we do mass productions. Anyways, the labor since it's handmade, the labor cost will not go down because it's going to remain the same. Yes. But when we consume a large amount of materials, there is a 10 or 20% changes in that. So that will happen by time, because we are growing at a 9% growth rate month on month now. Okay. By time it will happen. But in terms of Chinese pricing and our pricing, we have the right resources, we have the right materials available. I think the entrepreneurs who is working on this sector, right, in the toy sector, will catch up very soon. It's nothing. We started late. We should admit that there was no much of an innovation in the last decade in this industry. That's why they were able to invade us very successfully. And government has taken superb initiatives like the duty increase to protect the artisans, local artisans, and the industry for that. For that matter, they have given a predominant importance, and they have announced as the 14 sectors like priority sectors. So all these factors, and with startups like us coming into road race, it's just a matter of time. I think in another 3 years, it's going to be like we had green revolution and an industrial revolution. We're going to have a toy revolution this time.
Definitely, definitely. One quick question on your revenues, Vasanth. So, what were the revenues in FY21, and what are you planning to close at the end of financial year 2022?
So we are running at a 33 lakhs, 33 lakhs a monthly revenue rate. So we will be closing around say 3.7 or 3.8 crores this financial year. And the revenue started only by June 2020, June 27, 2020.
Okay.
So there I think we did around 1.8 crores or something. Now we are doubling it down this financial year. So 3.6 should be comfortable.
So every entrepreneur definitely remembers the first date when the revenue starts flowing in. I hope definitely there is much more to come for both Vasanth and Nisha. One last question on the goals you want to achieve for 2022 for Ariro Toys.
So we wanted to maintain the same growth rate, like 9 to 10% is a very healthy growth rate for any startup to be in that region. Luckily, we got into that journey. So we wanted to stick to that. That is more important for us, and that's where we end up growing more than 100x when you complete a financial year. That's one side of it. The main thing is when we say that we have touched around when we shipped around 1 lakh units. So we have made so many kids happy. Though we wanted to multiply on that. That's more important for us rather than looking at size of financial figures. We are able to make so many kids happy. So that's that way we are fulfilled. The sense of fulfillment is much more than.
Definitely. So I think one thing is completely sure that toy industry is going to be revolutionized by entrepreneurs like Vasanth and Nisha. Thank you so much, Vasanth and Nisha, for joining us today and sharing some important insights about the toy industry and the innovations what you guys are doing. All the best and for your future endeavors, especially for Ariro. Hope you get more fundings and you are able to make kids happy. I mean, especially Indian kids happy with Indian toys and not toys made out of India. And definitely it is going to support one very important initiative by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, like we are going to make India Sashakt Bharat and Sabal Bharat, like the empowered India and the resilient India, because India is working towards setting up specific goals. Like it has already lifted more than 271 million people out of multi-dimensional poverty. And I think helping Indian artisans at this particular point of time will add it to it, making India more Sashakt and more Sabal. So thank you once again for joining and all the best for all your future endeavors.
Thanks a lot, Smita.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.